Here we go. Take as comfortable a seat as humanly possible for you in this moment. Happy Pride Month, happy Black Music Month, happy block party season. So happy and grateful to get to be here with you for the practice of yoga. Allow yourself to settle and to arrive, to notice where you are and how you are. And if perhaps there's anything in particular that you need or want from your practice of yoga today. The eyes can begin to soften, cast downward, perhaps even close, a gesture of turning into darkness in order to see yourself more clearly. And as you turn inward, notice how naturally the breath begins to deepen and expand. The entire physical practice of yoga, the yoga asana, is first and foremost in service to the breath, to prana, to the vital energy that fills us, enlivens us, surrounds us, and connects us to each other and all that is. Slow down the beginning of the inhale through the nose, and slow down the beginning of the exhale through the nose, just bringing more mindful awareness to the presence, to the currents of the breath. As you inhale through the nose, send the breath deep into your ground of being, into the earth, again, where we are all connected. And from here, let the breath fill you up. And as you exhale, let the breath pour out of you, slowly, softly, completely. As you deepen the breath, again, the breath deepens you. And the physical practice is an opportunity to align ourselves, engage ourselves, and stretch ourselves through aligned engagement in order to really enhance and optimize our capacity for breath, for energy, for the gift of life. The breath ignites the heart, and the indwelling light of the heart has an opportunity here and now to inform, illuminate, and inspire the faculty of the mind and the agency of the body. And here in this gift of empowered embodiment, we'll bring the hands together before the heart in Anjali Mudra, a gesture of sincere self-reverence that acknowledges and honors the voice of the true teacher, never further than your heart, which is never further than your breath, and a gesture that places this aspect of the self before us as a guide for at least the time we spend together. Together, we'll set the tone for our practice today by joining our voices in the sound of one unified Om. And please feel free to join in the sound or let it wash over you. Deep breath in. Bow to your heart center, and keeping that connection inward unwavering as best you can, gently release the hands and blink open the eyes. And let's come into all fours to start in a tabletop position. Find your breath, and we'll just begin by linking breath and movement. Exhale to round your back. Inhale to arch. And as you start with a few rounds of cat-cow, linking breath and movement, notice what you feel and feel what you notice. Take a full cycle of breath on each side of the stretch, sort of lingering. And then come into more of a neutral spine position and wrap your right hip forward and your right shoulder back and stretch your left hip and shoulder away from each other. And then keeping that cat stretch, push the hands down and forward, looking towards your heart. And cat stretch. Tailbone lifts to the sky. Rest the head back against the shoulders. Come more into a neutral spine position, and then wrap the left hip forward, left shoulder back, and pull the right hip and shoulder away from each other. And breathe into the side waist, what can't be seen but can be felt. And you can add a little cat-cow stretch here. More into neutral spine position. Walk your knees back, hands at the top corners of the mat. Float the armpits towards the ears as you send your hips towards your heels. Try not to drop the shoulders. Keep the arm bones lifting up like there's balloons under your armpits. And as you claw your fingertips, send your hips back. Inhale to table, exhale to downward facing dog. So you come into your downward facing dog. Again, reconnect to your breath. Slow breath in through the nose and out through the nose. Ujjayi breath if you know it and love it. Otherwise, just simply breathing in and out through the nose, smoothly, deeply, fully. You can bend the left leg a lot to stretch back through the right leg. Okay, I'll bring you stuff. And then alternate sides. Take a full cycle of breath on each side. And then you can start to pedal the feet a little bit from side to side, stretching through the soles of your feet and the backs of your legs in ways that feel good to you. Good morning. Good. I'm glad you made it. On an inhale, float your right leg to the sky. Look between the hands. As you exhale, catch your lunge. Inhale, reach the arms up. Morning. Lift your back heel high. Nice. Press your back thigh to the sky. Feel the back leg wake up. Feel that? And then as the back leg charges up, reach up through the thumbs more, like you're trying to touch the ceiling, and keeping all that right at the top of your front thigh, descend. Think more from the top of the thigh than the knee. Guide that front knee a little bit more to the right, and guide the inner back heel a little more to the left. Exhale, touch the floor. Step it back to three-legged dog. Inhale to plank. Exhale, tap the right foot outside the right hand, like a lunge, and step it back to plank. And step the right foot outside the right hand, and step it back to plank. And step the right foot to lunge. Spin the back heel to the ground. Inhale, warrior two. Find your breath. Reach back through your left fingertips to pull your torso a little bit more towards your back leg. It'll pull you more into center. And as you center yourself, again, let the top of the front thigh descend. Good. Take your front knee and toes and point them right towards the front of the room, and bend 1 inch deeper. On your exhale, pass through lunge, take it back to downward dog. Feet a little bit from side to side. So my hope is that we got some hip opening in that right hip now, and that the right leg, as a result, feels a little different than the left leg. On an inhale, float the left leg to the sky. Look forward, lift the bottom heel. Exhale, step through to lunge. Inhale, reach the arms up. And find the breath. Breathing through the nose. And then we find the breath, we connect to the breath, and we link breath and action, not just breath and movement. As you inhale, lift the back heel up, press the back knee and thigh to the sky, feel the back leg awaken with the inhale. Keep that as you exhale. Reach up through the arms, the elbow creases, the thumbs, and as you reach up like you're gonna hold on to the ceiling, as you exhale, let the front thigh descend. Deeper, deeper, deeper. Good, plant the hands. Three-legged dog. Inhale to three-legged plank. Okay. Exhale, step the left foot outside the left hand. Inhale, step it back to plank. Exhale, left foot outside the left hand. Inhale, back to plank. Exhale, left foot outside the left hand, back heel to the ground. Inhale, warrior two. Front knee and toes point straight ahead. And the tendency is to kind of lean more over your front leg. So reach straight back through your right arm like you're going to touch the wall or the person behind you. And as you shift yourself into center, it allows the top of the front thigh to descend with more ease. Good. Walk your back heel back and guide your front knee open. Yes, and bend 2 more inches. And guide the front knee open and bend 1 more inch. Exhale, touch the floor. Downward facing dog. Find your breath. Claw the fingertips, spread the toes, and let the breath and the light of awareness fill you from top to bottom, bottom to top, front to back, back to front. Inhale to plank. Exhale, slowly lower in the style of you. Inhale for cobra. Press the hands down and back to slide the heart forward. Try to resist pushing the hands down and forward and really pull the hands back. Exhale, downward facing dog. Find your breath. And as you inhale, float the right leg to the sky. Exhale, step it through to lunge. Locate your strap, and mindful of head to butt ratio, we're going to pivot the feet to the left for a wide-legged forward fold. Take the strap between the hands behind the back for a shoulder stretch. And you'll take your hands about hips width apart with your palms facing the sky and draw the shoulder blades together on the upper back. Yes. Now as you inhale, pull your feet towards each other to keep your legs strong. And as you exhale, let the arms reach up to the sky and then forearms towards the floor overhead, like wet branches, head like ripe fruit. You could probably bring your hands a little bit closer to each other. Yeah, you okay there? Yes, there you go. Now keep your heels heavy, put a little micro bend in your knees, lean into the balls of your feet, let the head be heavy like a counterweight. And as you bend the legs, root through the heels, press your thigh bones back and feel the spine extend. One more breath, try to pull the strap apart. And on your exhale, touch the floor, turn the right knee and toes through lunge, and take it back to plank. Now in your plank pose, scoot your feet back until your shoulders are right over your wrists. You can walk your feet back a lot. You're tall, 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 tall. And now spin your hands out a little bit. Lift your thighs up to support yourself. Yeah, thighs lift. Even if the knees are down, think like thigh bones to the sky. Shrug your shoulders to your ears. Look forward, brow soft, and right between the shoulder blades, soften. Good, bring your shoulders back, back, back. Yeah, no, hands forward, sorry. There you go, and lift your thighs higher. It'll be more, yes, there you go, more sustainable. You can lift your thighs a tiny bit higher. And as the thighs lift, right between the shoulder blades soften. I know. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, float the left leg to the sky. Exhale, catch your lunge. Pivot your feet to the right for the wide-legged forward fold. So now if you love a shoulder stretch, have yourself another shoulder stretch. Maybe bring the hands a little closer on the strap or interlace the hands. If you want something different here, you're going to take the wide-legged forward fold. I'm going to do this forward fold in front of you, facing away from you. Sorry to turn my back away from you, but just in case you need to see. And you're going to walk your hands back behind your legs, behind your feet. Put a little bend in your legs, lean into the balls of your feet, and as you reach back, claw your fingertips forward the direction they came. Sort of claw your fingertips towards your head and push your thigh bones back to pull yourself in a little deeper. We want to get more into the belly of the hamstring, so anchor the tailbone down, the sitting bones down, so the front of the pelvis lifts a little. Good. Inhale, walk the hands forward. Back to downward dog. Inhale to plank. As you exhale, lower towards the earth in the style of you. Inhale for a cobra pose. Press the tops of the feet down. Yes, so much you feel the knees and thighs lift. And then into that space, anchor the tailbone, lift the heart. Exhale, downward facing dog. Okay, lower the knees down. We're going to take blocks under the hands at the top of the mat. Will you put that on the cork block just so that we don't lose the music? You know, the Bluetooth is so weird in the studio. So you'll take them on their lowest height or medium height, whichever feels better for your hands, at the top corners of the mat. And with the hands on blocks, we'll press back to downward facing dog. Notice what a difference makes. Inhale to plank. Shoulders directly over the wrist, thighs lift. Point your right foot, off the floor. And as you exhale, tap your right foot outside the right block. Pause, and step it back to plank. Point the left foot. Step the left foot outside the left block and pause. Nice, and step the left foot back. Right foot outside the right block. Back to plank. Left foot outside the left block. This is for your hip flexors and core. Back to plank. Right foot outside the right. Spin the back heel to the earth. Inhale through warrior two. Push the front leg straight. And exhale for triangle pose, right fingertips to a block, left hand to the hip, the back of the head, or the sky, both legs straight. And then give yourself a block to push into. You'll get more connection to your ground of being, like really push your bottom, lift the block up as high as you need to push into the block. And the more roots you have, the more you expand from inside out. Can you feel that? So you push through your legs, push through your right fingertips, and you'll get more extension through the spine, the crown, the left arm, even the left fingertips. As you inhale, pull the feet towards each other. And as you exhale, lean back on your shoulder blades. Yes. Exhale, pass through lunge. And take it back to downward dog. Inhale to plank. We'll step the left foot outside the left block, left foot back. Inhale. Exhale, right foot outside the right block, right foot back. Inhale. Exhale, left foot outside the left block, back heel to the ground. Through warrior two. Push the front leg straight. Find triangle, left fingertips to the floor or a block. Now for some friends, if you feel like you need the block on its highest height, that could just be a feature of long legs, tight hamstrings, that's totally cool. But if you know yourself to be a little more flexible, then try lengthening your stance by walking your back foot back a little bit. Taking a wider stance, if you have the flexibility, will actually bring the floor closer. And then you won't need the block on the highest height. Push into your back foot and pull your back foot forward. Slide your bottom shoulder blade to your spine and then lean back on the bottom shoulder blade. One more of the deepest, fullest breaths. On an exhale, pass through lunge, downward facing dog. Take the hands off the blocks for a moment, just keep the blocks nearby, and notice any newfound space in the downward facing dog, especially through the legs. The breath ignites the heart illuminates the mind and the body, and here in the gift of embodiment, inhale, float the right leg to the sky, and exhale, step it through to lunge. Take your blocks high inside your front leg and lower your back knee to the ground. Pad the back knee with your blanket as needed, and then bend your back leg so your heel comes towards your butt cheek, and with your left hand, find your left foot for a thigh stretch. You can keep the block inside the front foot on its highest height. If you feel steady, you can bring your right hand to your right thigh or reach the right arm overhead. Belly breathing through the nose. As you inhale, feel the belly expand three-dimensionally on all sides. And as you exhale, feel the belly soften, contract. Lauren, turn your back toes out a lot, just the toes, towards the stairwell. Yes. From the ankle, sort of fan the toe. There you go. Beautiful. Now, as you inhale, linking action, pull the back knee forward. And as you exhale, draw the ribs up and back. Anchor the tailbone down, and we'll get the front of the pelvis to lift off the front thigh. Nice, Carrie. Is it okay to touch your tailbone? Yes, there it is. And gently release. Whew. Downward facing dog. You guys feel that you made it warmer in here collectively? I love that phenomenon. As you inhale, float your left leg to the sky. As you exhale, catch your lunge. Lower the back knee to the ground. Take the blocks high inside your front foot. Take a moment to get situated. And then bending the back leg with the right hand, find the right foot. You want to be less right on the kneecap and more at the base of the thigh, right above the knee. So if you feel like you're on the kneecap, sort of release the back foot and walk the back knee back and then pull it forward so you're at the base of the thigh rather than on the knee. And then take the top of the thigh back to come more upright. If you feel steady, left hand to left thigh or left arm to the sky. Belly breathing, prioritize the breath here. You bind yourself to yourself, and when you're in a bind, you gotta find the breath. And then link breath and action. As you inhale, pull the back knee forward, take the top of your back thigh towards the back of the room. And as you exhale, the tailbone anchors, the bottom ribs pull back, ears back, left biceps back, and gently release. And take it to downward dog. Everyone got a thigh stretch, maybe even a shoulder stretch? Push through the hands to lift through the hips and ground through the heels. It's okay to touch, Case? On the inhale, float the right leg to the sky. As you exhale, step it through to lunge. Inhale, reach the arms up. Oops, sorry, friend. You're not usually right there. Front knee and toes point straight ahead. Try to keep it in frame. And as you exhale, take a big step forward to balance on your right foot. You can find your right shin. Open your right knee to the right. Try to lift the right knee a little higher. Left knee, sorry. Thanks, Kelly. Hand to hip if that's more steady, or you can even reach out to the side for a friend here. We're gonna tip, fold a little bit forward. Okay, and now anchor the tailbone down and back and come more upright and see if the knee comes higher. Inhale to center, reach the arms up, make the legs straight. Oh, and now heel to butt, hinge halfway forward. Try to raise the roof behind you with your heel. Extend back through the leg, catch your lunge. Big breath in. Exhale, plant the hands. Downward facing dog. Pedal it out, claw the fingertips, spread the toes, notice what you feel what you notice. On the inhale, float the left leg to the sky, exhale, catch the lunge. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, take a big step forward. Find your balance. You can hold the front of the knee, the shin, with your right hand for real this time. And take the knee out to the right. And for me, it gets like a little bit stuck right there. So bow forward. Make sure you're not locking that standing leg. Flex that foot. Think heel to butt cheek. And now rather than just coming upright, think tailbone down, shoulders back. And notice if when you rise up, that knee is a little higher from having opened the hips. Inhale the leg to center. Reach the arms up. Push out through your heel. Heel to butt cheek. Hinge halfway forward. Raise the roof behind you. Extend through the leg. Catch the lunge, big breath in. Exhale, plant the hands, downward facing dog. Find your blocks, and you can take them on their lowest height or medium height. and we'll meet in plank. Push into the blocks, shrug your shoulders, and then right between the shoulder blades, soften. You could stay right here. You can lower a knee or two if you like. As you exhale, we're gonna push off the balls of the feet and bend the elbows just halfway out to the side a little bit to keep the fronts of the shoulders lifting. Push the arms straight. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale to plank. Shrug the shoulders, push through the blocks, soften between the shoulder blades. Look out in front of you, way out in front. And as you exhale, bend the elbows halfway. Reach the heart forward off the front edge of your mat. Push the arms straight. Exhale, dog. Inhale to plank. Shrug the shoulders. Look forward. Soften between the shoulder blades. Bend the elbows halfway. Lift the thighs higher. Bend a little deeper. Push the arms straight. Exhale, dog. Inhale, float the right leg to the sky. Exhale, catch a hovering lunge. Right foot hovers between the blocks. Inhale the leg up and back. You want a pro tip? Take the blocks on the halfway higher height if you haven't already. On the inhale, float the left leg to the sky. As you exhale, catch your hovering lunge. Lift the back thigh higher. Push into the blocks. Inhale, downward dog. Find the exhale all the way to the bottom. Inhale, float the right leg to the sky. Exhale through to hovering lunge. Lift the back thigh, push the blocks down and forward. Heel to butt cheek, take it back to plank. Downward dog. On an inhale, float the left leg to the sky. Exhale through to hovering lunge. Heel to butt cheek, take it back to plank. Exhale, bend the elbows halfway. Inhale, push the arms straight. Exhale, dog. Good news, pigeon prep. Right knee to the right edge of the mat. Good news for some. And bring your forearms to the floor in front for a moment. Just take a moment to recover. You could also do this one on your back if you prefer. Sukhi Randrasana is a similar hip opener. You just cross the right ankle over the left thigh and interlace your hands behind your left thigh. Slow, deep, full breath in. Slow, deep, long breath out. Okay, we'll place a block between the palms. If you're in Sukhi Randrasana, just roll to the side and you'll meet us in dolphin pose. Downward dog on your forearms with a block between the palms. Everyone from pigeon pose, you're gonna tuck your back toes, lift your back knee up, and right foot will meet the left foot. Squeeze the block between the palms and walk your feet towards your elbows. Come onto your tippiest of tippy toes and float your left leg to the sky. Bend left heel to left butt cheek. Come onto your tippiest of tippy toes. Squeeze the block, push through your forearms, shrug your shoulders, and try to push your left heel to the front of the room. Push your heel across the room. Good, now make the left leg straight. Awesome, and spin the inseam of the left leg to the front of the room, to the sky, yep. Exhale, float it down, walk it all the way back and rest in child's pose or full pranam. And just like hear your butt saying, I'm cute. It's Pride Month. I'm cute. So in case you're wondering, like, why the fuck? We'll meet ourselves in downward dog. Take your time. In an alignment-based yoga rooted in tantric philosophy, it is the affirmation and celebration of embodied diversity, of diversity embodied. That is like the whole underlying philosophy of the tradition. It's the affirmation and celebration itself and expresses itself through the gifts of embodiment. And we literally practice an alignment-based hatha yoga rooted in heart-centered philosophy as a means, a strategy, a technology for having the direct experience of the affirmation and celebration and power of embodiment. On an inhale, we'll float the left leg to the sky. Exhale through to pigeon prep in the style of you. So you might find your way onto your back in a mindful transition. Otherwise, left knee to the left side of your mat. You can take your left knee a little bit wider here. You're super open. Yeah, take this knee. Does that feel a little different? Yeah. Okay. And then notice if you're sort of sitting to the left side. Tuck the back toes under for this round and get more weight on the outer edge of the back knee. And just like we did in that bound low lunge thigh stretch, sort of pull the back knee forward. It'll lift the hips and pelvis up. And that creates a space into which you can root the tailbone. And then the front of the pelvis lifts up. And now that's called a hip opener. And then you sort of crawl your forearms forward to get more length from hips to armpits. Find a block between the palms. And as you hug the block with the palms, soften between the shoulder blades. Belly breathing. As you inhale, pull the knees towards each other. As you exhale, anchor the tailbone down and reach the breastbone, the base of the breastbone forward. Soften between the shoulder blades. Tuck the back toes, lift the back knee, big breath in, exhale to forearm plank. Front foot meets the back foot, and we'll walk it forward to forearm dog or dolphin pose. Walk it in, walk it in. Shrug your shoulders. Okay to touch here? You okay there? Float the right leg to the sky. Flex the right foot, turn the right toes in, and then bend right heel to right butt cheek. Yeah, like heel to butt cheek as much as you can. Bend that knee a lot. Squeeze the back knee more to the midline, and now push your heel across the room. Come on to the tippiest of tippy toes. Even look forward a little bit, brow soft, try not to worry. And as you push the back leg straight up and back across the room, ground through your bottom heel. Holy cow, Nandi. Float the back foot down, walk it back, and meet yourself in child's pose or full pranam. Just like walked my face right into the camera. It probably looked cute. Okay, we'll meet in downward facing dog. So it's this cool thing with the four corners of the body. As the hips open, the shoulders open, and as the shoulders open, the hips open. Let's float the right leg to the sky, step it through to lunge, mindfully pivot to the left for a wide-legged forward fold. Find your strat for a shoulder stretch or interlace your hands, and find a wide-legged forward fold, Prasarita Padottanasana with a shoulder stretch. Draw the shoulder blades together. Let the head be heavy. If your head touches the floor, try bringing your feet actually closer together. And if your head is far from the floor, try taking your feet a little wider apart. Make sure your knees are not locked. Little bend in the legs. Keep your heels grounded. Lean into the balls of your feet, but try not to grip your toes. I know it's a lot. And as you inhale, pull the feet towards each other. Hug the shoulder blades to each other. And as you exhale, press your thigh bones back as the forearms get heavy overhead. Notice any newfound space. One more deep breath, little bend in the elbows. And is it okay to touch? You okay there? Exhale to release. Turn the right knee and toes through lunge. Take your block flat at the top right corner of your mat and place your take your left block flat at the top left corner of your mat and plant your left hand on the block. Bring your right hand across the front of your front knee. Your right hand across like this. Like hold your front knee. Lift the back heel high and pivot the back heel to the earth, okay? And now push into your bottom hand, push into your back foot, lift the back thigh high, and start to lift your front foot off the floor. Draw your right shoulder blade to your left shoulder blade. You might have to step your back foot in a little bit. Nice. Lift your left shoulder blade to the spine, right shoulder blade to the spine. Lean your shoulders back, lean back. Exhale, make your right leg long to your left foot, and we'll meet in downward dog. That was sneaky, I know. And I hope a little awkward. I think the key feature of this kind of yoga is finding some comfort, some grace, some ease, sustaining some confidence, especially in and through awkwardness. As you inhale, float your left leg to the sky. Exhale, catch your lunge. Give it a little pivot to the right for a wide-legged forward fold. Pull the feet towards each other and either find that shoulder stretch again, because it's a great counter pose to most things we do in life, or walk your hands back between the legs. Fingers point in the opposite direction as the toes. Reach back. You can even bend your legs a little bit and see if you can reach back a little bit more. And then claw your fingertips forward as you press your thigh bones back. Bow inward, enfold, bow to the heart. Breathe into the backs and sides of the waist like gills on a fish. Remember, like at some point hearing my philosophy teacher say in a lecture, if we were all to like find a portrait of what our ancestors looked like 65,000 years ago, they would all look very similar and very much like a fish. Like, oh, cool. Look how far we've come. Walk your hands forward. Turn your left knee and toes through lunge. We'll take a block at the top right corner of the mat flat, palm the block. Step your back toes in just a touch, and then pivot your back heel to the ground. Brace your left knee and shin with your left hand, and as you push into your right hand and stand through your right foot, lift your left knee up, lift your left foot up. Take your right shoulder blade to your spine, take your left shoulder blade to your spine, breathe in the little awkward space, and then left foot meets the right foot, and we'll find our way into downward dog. With the block. Yeah, it's block party season. Inhale to plank. Exhale, bend the elbows halfway. Try to keep the fronts of the shoulders lifting, the chest proud and open. Lower the knees, the thighs, the hips, the pelvis, point the feet, and then claw the fingertips back, flick the toenails down. Even the roof of the mouth, sort of press it back to feel the upper back engage in order to hold the chest, the lungs, the heart more open. Exhale through table. Place a block at the top of your mat, more to the right side, and we'll meet in downward facing dog. On the inhale, float the right leg to the sky. As you exhale, step the right foot to the block. You can use your right hand to adjust the position of the block so that the right foot gets the block. Bring your other block highest height inside. Lift the back thigh up and back to straighten the front leg, right hand to right hip. Pull the right hip back. It's for the runners. Any runners feeling this? Bend the front leg. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, take a big step forward, balance. You can stay right here, maybe kick the leg straight. Heel to butt cheek, hinge halfway forward. Sorry, Lisa. And straighten the back leg through warrior three, just passing through to lunge. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, plant the hands, downward facing dog. Block a little to the left. As you inhale, float the left leg to the sky. As you exhale, prepare to step through to lunge and move the block to meet your foot. Inhale, reach up. It's a little awkward. Exhale, block high inside the front foot. Right hand for the high block. Bring your left hand to your left hip crease and pull it back. Anchor the tailbone down. You'll feel the front of the pelvis lift more. Bend the front leg, move the high block out to the side. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, big step forward to balance. You can stay right here. Maybe make the leg straight. Heel to butt cheek, hinge halfway forward. Can reach the arms forward, hands to hips or hands to heart. Raise the roof with your back heel as you extend the leg straight. Step it back to lunge. Big breath in. Exhale. Fingertips to the earth, step it back to downward dog. Okay, now this time the block's gonna come to the right, and we're gonna step the right heel in front of the block and take the ball of the foot onto the block. Does that make sense? The ball of the foot is on the block. Spin the back heel to the earth. Bring your right block on its highest height inside the front leg. Walk the back heel back. This is so key for flip-flop season. When I see people like walking around the city in flip-flops, I'm just like, oh my God, I want to rub your feet, although I really don't. And then you're going to push the front leg straight like triangle pose. If it's too much, just bring your hand more inside the front leg. And if it's okay, you bring your hand and block more to the front leg. And try to push on the block like it's a gas pedal. Try to push the block away, not with your toes, more the ball of the foot. Try to lift and spread your toes. So great for like plantar fasciitis. Okay, bring the left hand to the block, spin the back heel up, and with your right hand, pull the right hip crease back. You can stay right here or totally optional, right arm to the sky. Breathe into what can't be seen, but can be felt. And let the feeling expand from inside out. Inhale to untwist, lower the back knee down, remove the block, and take it back through table. This might just be an easier way in. We'll place the block flat near the top left hemisphere of the mat and step the heel in front of the block, ball of the foot on the block. Lift the back heel to the ground. Block inside the left leg and push the left leg straight like triangle pose. Can stay right here, right hand on hip, or right arm to the sky. And just breathe into what can't be seen, but can be felt, sort of revealing other aspects, little corners, hidden spots in the fabric of the body, inviting the awkward way. Spread the toes and try to push the block away like it's a gas pedal. Go pedal to the metal. Okay, and then we'll bring right hand to the block, left hand to the hip, spin the back heel up, pull the front hip back. And breathe. Can stay right here if you feel steady. You want to make sure that that block underneath your bottom hand is not on a tightrope. Maybe take it a little bit wider to the right. And then from the right waistline, twist to the sky. Again, pulling the left hip crease back with the left hand, or if you can keep that, reach the left arm to the sky. Keep pushing through the big toe ball mound into the block like it's a gas pedal. Inhale to untwist. Lower the back knee down. Take it back to table. We'll take the blocks on their highest height. Downward dog. Find your breath. Inhale to plank. Exhale, lower the knees and shrug the shoulders. And then right between the shoulder blades soften. So you feel the shoulder blades together on the uppermost part of the back. Keep that. We're going to bend the elbows the bare minimum to bring the pelvis down and forward towards the block. Keep the fronts of the shoulders lifting. Push the blocks down and back. Flick the toenails down. Slide the palate back. Push the blocks down and back. Good. Tuck the toes. Bend the legs, take it back through puppy, downward facing dog. Lower the knees. Let's take the blocks to the side. Step the right foot through to lunge. Walk your right foot to the left, and now take a block on its lowest height outside your front foot and bring your shin onto the block. Lower your shin onto the block. Your knee is just wider, like your knee, right knee is in line with the right edge of the mat. Right foot could be near the left groin. And as you pull the back knee forward, anchor the tailbone down so that you really start to feel the front of the pelvis lift. And if you want more, that's a big if, walk the back knee back, and then pull the back knee forward, anchor the tailbone down, knee back. I've heard this called turbo pigeon. Don't think that's Sanskrit. If you walk the back knee back, walk it forward, tuck the back toes, lift the back knee, take the right leg up and back, open the hips, bend the top leg like you're gonna foot high five the person to your left, but keep the left armpit lifting. Good, and then make the leg long, square the hips, float the right foot down, step the left foot forward. We'll take the block outside the left foot and heel toe your left foot over to the right. And then you'll lower the shin onto the block. And now with the shin raised with the block, really activate your left foot more. Flex the left foot, spread the toes, pull the back knee forward, and anchor the tailbone down. So the key to make it a hip opener is that actually the top of the back thigh has to lift up and back in the hip socket, not down and forward. This thigh's gotta lift up and back. That opens the back hip. That opens the pelvic floor. That's the space into which we anchor the tailbone, and that action lifts the front of the pelvis off the front thigh, so that's what's opening the front hip. Have a block for more support to prop. And as you pull the back knee forward and anchor the tailbone down, you might find that you can sort of inchworm the back knee back. And then pull the back knee forward and anchor the tailbone down. The front of the pelvis lifts. You keep that as the back knee inches back. Flex the front foot. And notice how that refers you deep into the hip socket when you flex the foot. If you've walked the back knee back, walk it forward. Plant the hands. We'll take it all the way back to three-legged dog. Open the hips, bend the top leg. Lift the right armpit up, 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 and push through the left heel. Make the left leg straight, like triangle dog. Square the hips. Float the left foot down, and lower the knees down. You can sit back on your heels and drink some water. Does anybody need water? If you need water, we can run down and get you some. 'Tis the season for like water consumption. Okay, any questions on anything so far? Okay, let's come on to the the hips, the butt part of the hips. The only request we've had so far is for hip flexors, and we've done a lot to open the hips and even prime the hip flexors, and this will be fun to do, and then try some of the other things we've done before having sort of conditioned the hip flexors. You can sit up so if you find yourself sort of slouching when you try to sit up tall on the ground, go ahead and sit up on the edge of a folded blanket. This is an ideal practice for the majority of human bodies, to sit up on a little support here. I don't often do it. I should do it to be more demonstrative, especially if I'm demoing while teaching, but if you have a tendency to be a hyperextender, you can see like my knees go into a little bit of hyperextension here, so I have to be really mindful to press my heels down so that my knees don't lock out. It's kind of why I usually just skip that part. But sit up on support. It'll help the low back draw in and up, and we'll take a block on its lowest height outside the right shin, unless you've been at this for a long time. If you want more, you can take it up a notch, okay? Your fingertips will either come behind you for support, in whatever fashion they feel supportive, or if you've been at this for a long time, you can bring hands to heart center. And we're gonna tap the right heel outside the block 10 times. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rest. Second side. Questions on that? There's not a lot in yoga we do to strengthen this part of the body. We did some stuff today, like that standing leg straight thing. You loved that? No, like the worst. This will make it easier. And some of that like plank to lunge stuff, just sort of oiling that area so that we're preventing tin manship. Okay, so the left heel will tap for 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Rest. Hold the backs of the knees and slide the heels in just until the feet can be flat on the floor. We'll give it a little counter pose. Toes point straight ahead, knees point straight up. Bring the hands behind you. Thumbs can point forward, fingers out to the sides. Roll the shoulders up and back. Try not to pull them down. Just think up and back. And then stand through your feet to lift your hips up. Reverse table. Push through your feet to lift your hips. Micro bend the elbows. Try to stretch your mat wider with the heels of the hands. If your neck is straining, just sort of tuck your chin a little bit towards your chest. And as you exhale, lower down. Draw your heels in close, turn your toes out, reach between your legs, and can you lift your butt up to Malasana? Maybe. Give yourself help as needed, but give your also self a chance to just meet yourself there, sort of rock it. And if not, then you just take your hands behind you and lift your butt up. And we'll meet in Malasana. Press the arms into the legs and the legs into the arms. Reach out through your hands. Claw your fingertips, lift your hips, parallel your feet, and walk your hands back towards downward dog. Pedal the feet. Inhale to plank, hands can be on blocks or not. Lift the thighs up, point the right foot. Big breath in, exhale, right foot outside the right hand, and step it back. Notice if there's any newfound space or strength in there. Point the left foot, big breath in, exhale, left foot outside the left hand, and step it back. Point the right foot, step the right foot between the hands. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, we'll take a big step forward, right knee to chest, right knee. So the left foot goes down, the right knee comes up. Yep, and then extend through the heel. Yes, and then heel to butt cheek. Raise the roof behind you. Imagine your palms are on a counter and you're pushing the palms down to hug the back knee in and push the back heel up. And then extend back through the leg. Warrior 3, catch your lunge. Big breath in. Exhale, plant the hands. Downward facing dog. Inhale to plank, claw the fingertips, push through the arms, push through the fingertips, point the left foot taps outside the left hand as you exhale, and step it back. Inhale, point the right foot outside the right hand, and back. Point the left foot between the hands. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, big step forward, stand tall, stand proud, bend the left leg in. Extend through the left heel. Kick the ceiling. Oh, heel to butt cheek. Hinge forward. Try to lift the ceiling behind you with the heel. Hug the back knee in. Push the heel up. And then extend the leg towards straight. Turn those back toes and raise the roof with your thigh. And bend, step back. Crescent lunge. Plant the hands. Downward facing dog. Find the breath. Inhale for plank. exhale to your belly, make a pillow with your hands. Just feel the warmth that radiates from inside out and the cool that brushes you from outside in. And turn your head to the other side. Okay, does everyone have massage balls? Okay, raise, well, just prop yourself up on your forearms, and if you need balls, bend a leg. Massage balls. And we're gonna untote a ball. Actually, you know what? I feel like we should do a before and after. Before and afters are so good. If you've untoted your ball, you can leave it untoted. Just make sure it doesn't roll away. And let's come onto our backs. Come onto your back. Find a block and place a block between your thighs, or your lower thighs by your knees, but like not at the bony part of your knees. Knees bent, feet on the floor. We're gonna go bridge pose with an invitation to Urdhva Dhanurasana. I'll talk you through it. So with a block between the thighs, hug the block. Feel both feet on the ground, hips width apart, parallel, right underneath the knees. We're gonna bend the elbows alongside the waist, so the palms face the midline and the fingers point to the sky, and then press the center back of your skull down. As you press the center of the skull down, lift the chest up and wriggle the shoulder blades together to each other towards the spine on the upper back. Feel the chest lift. Even the pubic bone could start to move towards the earth, and the whole spine draws in and up, even still upon the lap of the earth. The whole spine's already in the back bend. As you press the elbows down, the center back of the skull down, stand through your feet to lift your hips up and bring the palms anywhere on the midsection. And as you inhale, feel the middle expand, hug the block. And as you exhale, feel the middle soften, push the feet down and forward. Feel the bridge grow from inside out. So if like chest is falling in your face, you can bring your palms to the top of the chest and sort of pull the chest towards the bottom of the rib cage to make more space there. You could use a strap for that as well. Really, as you inhale, though, feel the breath expand the center, hug the block. Exhale, feel the center expand, push the feet down and forward to grow the pose, the bridge pose, the instrument of connection from inside out. You could stay here if, big if you want more, take the hands outside the ears as wide as the mat. The fingers turn out a little as the toes turn in a little. And then as you stand through the feet, push through the arms and legs to come into Urdhva Dhanurasana. Breathe. Notice what you feel what you notice. As you inhale, hug the block, look towards the floor. As you exhale, push through the legs to pump the heart forward. And on the exhale, lower all the way down to the ground. Remove the block. Heel toe the feet about as wide as the mat and let the knees rest against each other at the midline. And then let both knees fall gently to the right like windshield wipers. Breath or two here. Both knees to the left like windshield wipers. Breath or two there. Then inhale to center. Roll all the way to the right and we'll meet back on our bellies. Okay. So yoga posture-wise, we did everything we needed to do to sort of prepare the body and warm up for those poses. We did the shoulder openers, the down dogs, the hip openers, all of it. How'd it feel? Bleh. And that's how it felt for me. I don't mean to project. We're gonna remove a ball from the tote and place the ball at the base of the right thigh, just above the knee. And micro adjust the placement of the ball so that you have it somewhere you can tolerate. And the ball is somewhere near the base of the right thigh above the knee. And then you can bend the leg and straighten the leg, slowly at your own pace. So we're going to be exploring the quads, the quadriceps muscle group. And when these muscles are really tight, they actually pull the femur bone forward in the hip socket, and it makes it really hard to effectively open the hips. And when we can't or don't effectively open the hips, we diminish access to utilize the strength of the legs. Find a place between bent and straight you can tolerate here, and then take the knee wide to the right and let the foot fall to the left. And then roll the knee to the midline and let the foot roll to the right. And we'll go back and forth a few times from inseam to outseam. Anyone feel tight in there? Isn't that wild? And then come to the middle. And you can either do this manually or by moving your body. You can roll your body backwards a little bit so that the ball rolls up to mid-thigh, or you could just move the ball to mid-thigh. And again, this is like a broad territory, so adjust the placement of the ball as needed so that it's not excruciating. If you work too aggressive, the nature of the work actually backfires. So you don't want to cause a stress response. You want to like invite some of the tension to release. So it's edgy. Bend and straighten. And invitation to, as you extend the leg towards straight, to actually press the top of the foot down like cobra pose. It'll sort of spit the ball out and then release that, and it kind of takes the ball in deeper. And then you find a place between bent and straight that feels tolerable, and take the knee wide, foot falls to the midline, and then knee to the midline, foot falls wide. And you roll from inseam to outseam. And you could be propped on forearms or make a pillow with your hands, just whatever alleviates as much other areas of tension as possible. And really breathing into what can't be seen but can be felt. And it's a play here. Like, some of this tension is a blessing. It's literally what's holding us together. It's phenomenal. The connective tissue, the fascial body. And yet some of it is actually what limits us, what holds us back a little. So we got to receive what we need to receive and let go what we can let go. And we'll come to the middle again, and one more stop. You can either scooch yourself backwards or adjust the ball a little higher, more near the top of the thigh. And at the top of the thigh, this is where I really like to play with sort of leg straight on the floor, push the top of the foot down so the knee lifts, and then drop the knee. And press the top of the foot down, the knee lifts, and then drop the knee, heel to butt cheek. And then lower the foot and push the foot down, the knee lifts. And then lower the knee, heel to butt cheek. You can stay with that, even micro adjust the placement of the ball, or here you can also take knee wide, foot to the midline, knee to the midline, foot wide. Belly breathing. And lingering if and where you need and want to linger, maybe noticing the changes in intensity between lower thigh, middle thigh, upper thigh. And then remove the ball when you're ready. And just pause and feel the difference from side to side. Does that feel different? One side, like all at once, more grounded, more open, more spacious. We'll take the ball to the base of the left thigh, just above the left knee. Find a spot that suits you. There are many spots just near the base of the thigh, so adjust as needed, and then find your way into bending and straightening. This one's great after like long travel or a long day at a desk when maybe you've noticed you've forgotten to take your like standing or walking or stretching breaks. I recently learned we're supposed to do that every hour. Does anybody do that when they're in like work mode? Every hour we're supposed to get up and like stand, move, stretch. Find a place between bent and straight and take the knee wide to the left, foot falls to the right. Take the knee to the midline, foot falls to the left. Back and forth slowly at your own pace. You might be noticing a difference from side to side. This side may be more or less intense. We look symmetrical in most ways on the outside. The inside is a whole other story. Oy. We'll come to the middle, scooch it back, or adjust the ball upward, middle thigh. Compress the foot down, the knee lifts, and then drop the knee, heel to butt cheek. And then extend the leg and press the foot down. Whew. And then drop the knee, heel to butt cheek. Linger as you need and want to linger. Can be more still, more dynamic. Just like be mindful of the choices you're making in relationship to the gift of embodiment. Really treat it as a gift. And then you find a place between bent and straight that feels tolerable, and, you know, by invitation, of course, knee wide, foot to the midline, knee to the midline, foot wide, and back and forth across mid-thigh. Rough terrain, anyone? So it's called the quadriceps because it's a group of 4 muscles. You might feel some of that differentiation as you comb across, little speed bumps. And then come back to center and either adjust the ball higher or roll back again, scoot back. We'll start with the leg straight, press the top of the foot down, drop the knee, heel to butt cheek. Several times, something in this zone. And maybe a little bit of range of motion at the top of the thigh. Knee wide, foot across the midline, knee to the midline, foot wide. And then remove the ball when you're ready and feel. You can make a pillow with your hands and take a breath. We'll tote the balls and roll onto the back when you're ready with the balls toted and a block handy. And we're gonna roll, in the transition, just pause if this is new to you. On our backs, we're gonna roll from the area at the top of the upper back. We're gonna focus on the area just between the shoulder blades. So from tops of the shoulder blades to bottom tips of the shoulder blades, the upper back, I'll talk you through it. We'll come to lay on the floor and insert the balls right between the tops of the shoulder blades, right between the tops of the shoulder blades. And then bend the legs, feet on the floor, hips width apart. And this is a big if. Sort of notice what you feel what you notice. If this is a lot, you could stay right here or back it up by moving to sitting against a wall rather than laying on the floor, and the balls could be between your back and the wall. If you actually want more pressure, you can stand through your feet to lift your hips up and put a block on its lowest or medium height underneath your hips. Sort of just depends on the length of your legs and body. And then once you decide if you're going to lay on the floor with or without a block or sit against the wall, you can reach your arms out in front. So if you're on your back, that's towards the ceiling. If you're sitting with your back against the wall, it's across the room. And you can sort of push and pull through your feet a little bit to dig the balls in. And then you can let the arms flow like seagrass, or reach to the right, lean to the right, and pause for a breath or two. And then reach to the left, lean to the left, and pause for a breath or two. You can go a little further each time, going back and forth. Notice what you feel in the area between the tops of the shoulders. On the next pass through center, reach the arms out of the sockets. The upper back protracts, broadens, sort of hardens as you reach and lean to the right, roll to the right, breathe, and roll to the left and breathe. And reaching the arms out of the sockets, back and forth a couple times. And on a pass through center, the arms plug into the sockets. Oy. The upper back retracts, and you can roll to the left and roll to the right. A breath on each side, back and forth at your own pace, but really slowing down your slow. And then come through center, release the arms, stand through the feet a little bit to lift the hips, push through your legs to roll your body north an inch, and the balls roll south an inch. If you're using the block, manually slide the block north an inch. And north is just in relationship to yourself on your mat, so up is north, down is south. Left is east, right is west. Is that true? Did I get that right? Yeah. Okay, so now the balls are in between the middle of the shoulder blades, hips to the floor or a block, or sitting against a wall with the balls between the middle of the shoulder blades. Reach the arms up to the sky. And you can tip and roll from right to left. Linger where you need to linger. Likely you're discovering what lives where here. On a pass through center, you might protract, again reaching the arms out of the sockets and then tipping from left to right. And then let the arms retract on a pass through center and roll from left to right and right to left. Pausing, finding stillness, lingering, if and as needed. On a pass through center, bend the elbows alongside, stand through the feet to lift the hips up, push through the legs to roll the body north, and let's guide the balls right into the bottom tips of the shoulder blades. Slide the block north, lower the hips to the block if you're using it, or to the floor. Or if you're sitting at a wall, just lean forward a little bit to let the balls slide a little deeper in the upper back towards the bottom tips of the shoulder blades. Reach the arms to the sky. Roll from side to side, slowly at your own pace. Anyone feeling anything here? Okay. So we're, as householders in the yoga tradition, this is how and where we're designed to carry the weight of the world. It's really important to tend to this aspect, the upper back, the back of the heart, the bottom of the heart, the bottom back of the heart center, belly breathing. You can protract, you can retract. And here's my favorite. On the next pass through center, cross your right arm in front of your left arm and wrap your arms around yourself like you're giving yourself a great big hug, and roll from side to side like this. On a pass through center, when you're ready, reach the arms up to the sky and cross the left arm in front and wrap your arms around yourself like you're giving yourself a great big hug, and roll from side to side. And if you're on a block, in just a moment, we're going to release the arms. Wait for yourself, wait till you're ready. Release the arms, remove the block, hips lower to the floor. Take a breath and inch your hips towards your feet. And if the hips get to the feet, scoot your feet out a little bit and inch your hips towards your feet, and you'll feel the balls are making the return journey north to the tops of the shoulders. And right when they get to the tops of the shoulders, the base of the neck, they shouldn't really be under you anymore. They're sort of wedged into that area of the upper trap at the base of the neck, tops of the shoulders. Right here, reach the arms straight up to the sky. Palms can face the thighs or palms can face the midline. Stand through your feet to lift your hips up. Press the center back of the skull down. Retract the arm bones into the sockets, and now push through your legs to drive your body up into the balls. You could stay right here, or totally optional, not for everyone. Reach the arms towards the floor overhead and push through the feet to press the body up into the balls. And then arms to the sky, hips to the ground, arms to the ground. Remove the balls and notice what you feel. Breathe, feel, notice. Okay, now here's the good part. Place a block between the thighs. Bend the elbows alongside the waist for bridge pose. Press the elbows down to lift the chest up. Wrap the shoulder blades into the back of the heart center. So wrap the shoulder blades towards the spine. Press the center back of the skull down. Stand through your feet to lift your hips up. Hug the block more with the fronts of the thighs. Press the center back of the skull down. Palms can come to rest anywhere on the midsection. Inhale, belly expands, hug the block. Exhale, belly softens, push the feet down and forward. You could stay right here. Optional, you can extend the arms straight and sort of press the hands into the earth. You can interlace your hands like the shoulder stretch and press the forearms down. You can place the hands outside the ears as well. Toes turn in, fingers turn out. Hug the block, push down to go up. Look towards the floor if you're going up into Urdhva. Turn your toes in a little bit. As you inhale, belly expands, hug the block. As you exhale, push through your feet to pump your heart forward. Breathe, feel, notice. Is it okay to touch? There you go. Is that okay? Two or three more breaths. Okay to touch? Oh, nice. Oh, you want to go up? Oh, woo. You got it. Gorgeous. Turn your toes in and push your hands and your legs into the ground. Gorgeous. On an exhale, we'll meet it together on the lap of the earth. Try to resist the tendency to pull your knees in. Just put the block to the side and let both knees fall gently to the right like windshield wipers. Did it feel any different? Yes. It's like, why do we ever do that pose without the necessary prep? Inhale the legs through center, exhale the knees to the left. Inhale the legs to center, find a strap. Make the left leg straight. And take a strap across the ball of the right foot and press the right heel to the sky. It's like warrior 3 on your back. Press the left heel, knee, and thigh to the ground. Okay to touch? And now push your leg into my head. Yeah. You okay there? Take both sides of the strap into the right hand and open the leg out to the right. All these poses we did, standing, balancing. Give yourself as much slack as you need in the strap. That's what it's there for. Is it okay to touch? Okay. No, you got it. On an inhale, draw the leg up through center, and with the exhale, switch hands and let the leg traverse the midline and go all the way over to the left. And turn that palm up. It'll help you get the shoulder down, yeah? It's okay to touch? It's 2 for 1. Because he has a long leg. Now, rather than having to hoist the leg up through center, just release the strap and let the leg float all the way down to the ground. And then feel the difference from side to side. Sort of find neutral and feel the difference. Yeah. We'll bend the left leg in, take the strap across the ball of the left foot. And just like really take pleasure in the divine support of gravity here. Like you were doing this all with far more effort throughout the practice today. And as we wind down, it's important to like turn on the receptivity to those powers that are truly and unconditionally supportive, gravity being one of the great powers. Keep the bottom leg really firmly grounded and connected into the earth. And as you press the bottom heel down, can you tack the top hip crease away from the belly towards the bottom foot? You okay there? Tell me if I'm doing too much. Take both sides of the strap into the left hand and open the left leg out to the left. Give yourself slack. That's what the strap is for. And keep the bottom heel, knee, and thigh anchored, grounded. Keep the left foot active. Push into me there. Push into me, actually. Yeah, try to push me away. You okay there? Feel that? That way, like, even here, it's like triangle pose. You're hugging the feet towards each other a little bit so that you're stretching through engagement. Inhale the leg through center, switch hands, and as you exhale, the leg traverses the body. And the tendency is for that top hip to sort of crank up. Is it okay to touch, Shoshi? Is that okay? And you can feel like when the top hip opens, the shoulder opens too.
Just keep you in my pocket.
Yeah, I know. This is the one that like the hands-on is so good. I wish I had all of Durga's arms here so I could get to everyone. Gently release the foot and just let the top leg float down. You don't have to hoist it up. Sort of that surrender to the earth here. Let the legs splay out, the feet roll out. Reach the arms overhead. Huge breath in. Let it percolate inside. Slow breath out through the nose. If you prefer, hug the knees in towards the chest now. That's the part that feels so intuitive. After a deep back bend, give yourself a squeeze, an embrace. You can find happy baby or wind relieving pose. Gently rock from side to side or in little circles. Just take this moment to scan your body with your awareness to see, are there any final poses, movements, adjustments, props that you need or want in order to feel completely prepared to fully and deeply relax. And as you're ready, prepare yourself for this final relaxation by spreading yourself out on the altar of the earth in a way that suits you, your needs, wants, and desires, that allows you to move in the direction of deep relaxation, and that makes of the self the most beautiful, authentic, and sincere offering to the lap of the earth. And as you make of yourself an offering to the altar of the earth, let the eyes soften, maybe even close the eyes. Again, a gesture of turning inward in order to see more clearly. Look for the breath. And as best you can, let the breath hold your vision. At this point, feel free to tune me in or tune me out. And if you need a little more something to anchor your awareness with the breath, you can inhale for 4 at your own pace. Pause for 4. Exhale for 4. And pause for 4. Try to maintain the pace. Take all the breath in on 4. Pause at the top, let it percolate inside. Exhale for 4 completely. Push all the breath out at the bottom. And pause for 4, percolate in emptiness. Samavriti with Kumbhak. Equal balanced breath with retentions at top and bottom. If at any point it feels like straining or constriction, let it go and just let the breath breathe you and bear witness to its splendid flow in you, as you, through you, from you. And as long as the participation in the currents doesn't feel too controlling or restrictive, then take this time to dance with the breath in this way. Dance with the breath, but maintain awareness that the breath is truly always the lead dancer. As you soften and melt into the lap of the earth, the altar of gravity, the edges, the limitations lose clarity and significance. And allow yourself to directly observe and experience the way in which the great power of gravity and the great power of breath coalesce. And where the power of gravity and earth and the power of breath and prana intersect, where they join together, is exactly how and where you find this empowered embodiment, yourself, in all your you-ness. Invite a slow, deep, full breath in. The breath ignites the heart. And offer a slow, full, complete breath out, heartfelt in all directions. With the eyes still closed and a steady gaze inward as you deepen the breath, feel how naturally the breath deepens you. Breath to heart, heart to mind, mind to body. And from the gift of conscious embodiment, the breath flows heartfelt from inside out, as far and as wide as you can possibly imagine. Bathing in breath, let the spirit that you are begin to gently awaken the body that you have in whatever ways feel good, wiggling toes and fingers. Stretching through arms and legs. And as the spirit that you are awakens the body that you have, let the body that you have embrace, adorn, and affirm the spirit that you are, literally wrapping yourself around yourself. For this is, and you are, the gift of life. Again, as you're ready, bend the legs, feel both feet on the ground. Take a moment to call yourself down to earth. Take a moment to call yourself back to reality. And take this moment to set an intention for the way in which you positively impact those in the world around you. How do you stretch this practice and yourself into the activities of your daily life? How and who do you desire to be? And sealing this intent in your heart of hearts, we'll roll to one side, press through the arms, find your way into a comfortable seated posture. The eyes closed and the hands folded before the heart in Anjali Mudra, a final gesture of sincere self-reverence and courageous self-offering that acknowledges the voice of the true teacher and that places this aspect of ourselves, all of its virtuosity, before us as the guide and the offering in all we do. As you bow to your heart, with all my heart I bow to each and every one of you. Thank you so much for your presence, for your practice, and for all that you are and all that you do each and every day. Thanks, y'all. Thanks, everyone. So nice to be together on a Sunday morning. Tomorrow is the launch of Wellness on the Waterfront. We're out on Ray Street Pier 3 times a week for a free outdoor yoga sponsored by Independence Blue Cross and the Delaware Waterfront Commission. I'm launching tomorrow night with a live DJ. Yolo Ono is joining me at 6 p.m. So if you're free at 6, come do an hour of yoga, especially this time of year before it gets like too hot. I was like, I'll take the first one. I hope you can join us. Tell your friends. It's free. Bring your friends. If you come here, wear your 3 Queens crew and or shirt and represent. Yeah, that's it for now. Any announcements from in the house?